Hey everyone, welcome back, and I've got a sweet little layout here using the beautiful June embellishment kit from Scrapping Fun Kits. So just trimming down my photo with my scissors and then going, oh, it's not straight enough, and cutting it with my guillotine. Because I was doing more of a vertical kind of design, I sort of needed it a bit more straight than I was getting with the scissors. Otherwise, I don't normally care. So I thought I'd use the green and a peachy kind of yellowy tone dilution paint, and I'm using my little silicone brushes that I got from Riot Art the other day. So that's pretty awesome. I've loved them, and I've used them this one time. But even though on screen right now those colours do not look like they match the kit, they are apparently heightened and darkened on this video. They actually match a lot more better than they seem to right now. So I'm just going to start with my layers. I've got some little pieces here of all the pattern paper that we got. So I've just done a full mat. This one's going to have the triangle down the bottom just for some interest. This is going to be, what do I do? Obviously I stick it down. That's a good start. Oh, that's right. So this is going to be like a banner layout. I got the idea from that triangle. I thought, oh, that'd be nice to have some banner goodness down the bottom. So using that peachy kind of spot and going for it. Just trimming it down so there's a little bit on the side, not too much. And I'm going to do the same on this. No, not the same. I'm going to put just a strip of each of this page on the left and the right, not at the top, not at the bottom. Cutting it down, even though there's obviously an easier way to do that. But why would I do that? Apparently, I do not do things the easiest way. Well, sometimes they're easy. Other times it might not be very logical. And we're going to use this little vellum piece as the other second banner down the bottom. And that's just going to stick up the top to add some goodness up there with the papery patterned layers. So that's as simple as it gets in terms of layering behind a photo. You don't have to make it hard. You can easily just go with the flow, stick it down, don't think too much. If you overthink it, then obviously it ain't going to be so easy. So this is my layers done once I just fiddle and trim it properly. And just double checking, look at that, perfect. Now you could put all the design behind the top of the photo up there, but I thought this is where it came from, was those ribbons would look cool in a stripy design down the middle of a page. So just cutting them a little bit shorter than each other, and I'm just going to glue them on, but then I realized I probably should glue the photo first so that it all comes together with the photo in mind. So because apparently when you go shopping, or when you're me and you go shopping for months and months now, you apparently forget that you need fun foam. Fun foam does not jump out at me at the shops. All this other art equipment does, however, but only always remember when I need the fun foam. And yes, I've got fun tape, foam tape, but it's not as good and not as cheap. Anyway, tangent. Well, kind of tangent. Anyway, I'm putting it up on fun foam with some of the thread behind it, pink, like peachy and mint thread, because obviously that's the colours of the day. And on they go. See, look how good that looks, even though the colours behind there don't look that good. So I figure now that I'm going to need that ribbon underneath the photo. That's going to tie it all in. Otherwise, it's going to look like there's this big gap if I just start putting the layers down below. So on that goes, and I cut that into a fishtail banner on either side just to make it look a little bit more pretty. And my scissors aren't the sharpest, so they're probably not ideal to be cutting material and ribbon right now, but they do the job, just as you can see. Takes a few more times to do it. Just using my wet glue to adhere it. You're not going to see it, it dries clear. Now, trying to work out what next and go through pretty much everything before I settle on some washi. I need a big strip here, so that goes on that beautiful floral layout washi, and on goes this gold spotty mint, and that's going to double over each other, like as you can see. I don't know why I'm telling you the most obvious things. Anyway, I'm going to glue down this ribbon and tulle kind of, what would you call it, satin and ribbon, little cluster embellishment. I'm just holding that down because it's a bit chunky. It needs a little bit of pressure, and I'm going to add a big strip of this peach ribbon. This is so pretty. These ribbons were just delightful. This whole kit, I've just loved the sweetness and the colour combo and what we've gotten in terms of texture and embellishments to use. So hopefully you're enjoying your kit, and if you haven't got one yet, head over to the blog and hit the subscribe button and send Raylene a message to subscribe for a few months, or just to get this one kit. Let us know what you make with yours. Tag us in it. Use Scrappy Fun Kits as a tag on Instagram or Facebook and share it with us. We'd love to see it. And there's also on the Facebook page spots to share your inspiration, your layout, so that we all get some lovely inspiration. So I'm just going to build a cluster here above that orange little, like a skirt, isn't it? I'm going to call it a skirt. And I probably, now that I've named it, I probably won't need to talk about it any further. Anyway, I'm going to put on this little lace flower, and I'm just going to stick it there. The flare's going to go over top of that skirt and on the paper as well, and then this little paper flower is going to go there. And I got a little resin flower from the kit, and there's a little resin flower at the top of the left-hand side of the screen there. However, I didn't find it till after I'd finished the layout, but I put it on the layout. But never mind, like that really mattered. I just picked up a flare that was sitting on my desk. It's a little DT bonus, and it says love. It's in a like gold colour, but it's so muted that it sort of you could count it as a peachy kind of a tone, and that's what I'm going to cheat and use it as. So those lovely little ribbon flowers, putting them on. I cut down the tulle underneath. I sort of wanted it to make it look like it was a leaf shape underneath, but I'd put glue on already and it was a bit tricky to cut. But I got what I wanted anyway. It's a nice little texture behind. So there's this lovely peach button that I got out of my stash. Just grabbed out of my Alex drawers to my right. And this flower, and I pull a few more flowers out of my stash. This one looks like it totally is the wrong shade of colour on this screen, but it matches, don't worry. So you can see I'm holding that down and I'm pulling out some more resin flowers there with my right hand, doing, multitasking because I'm female. I'm actually watching Gilmore Girls in the background, as you do when you're creating. Gilmore Girls or Friends, that's usually what I'm watching. And just going to build up these clusters with as many resin flowers and goodness that I want. I didn't think I needed any more buttons because I didn't go back and look. I just kept going for the resin flowers. Go, go, go. It's funny how many I had in the right tones. It's probably because I have a million. It's quite easy to match something when you've got a million of the item in various colours. So, just sticking it down. By now my hands are quite gluey and sticky, so I'm just rubbing them and fiddling a bit and grab these thickers because I was wondering what I could do with the title. I knew it could nestle in there above the skirt next to the cluster, but I didn't know what it was going to be. Look over to my thickers shelf, and what is sticking out on top are these beautiful Amy Tan thickers. So that goes on there. Fantastic. It's just beautiful. And really, this photo is just one of those random moments where, you're having a bit of fun, and I'm just piggybacking my son because he's probably said my legs were sore, or he probably just wanted to have a bit of fun, and I obliged him at that moment. So I use my gold pen and I write writing in style, and apparently show you my awesome end of the day hair. And then I wanted it underlined, and I sort of wanted it to stand out, but I didn't because there wasn't really anything worth journaling about as such. So underline it with a lead pencil, like outline with a doodly border, just to give it a little bit. I use these not gold, usually they're gold, use these thicker stickers in heart shapes to add to those two clusters. And then I realised that I just do not love that journaling. So I'm going to cover it up with some washi, but the position of it means that the washi looks disjointed because it's not attached to the rest of the washi, which is attached, and it's not far enough away from it to be its own little goodness. So I used some of this thin washi that I used on my previous layout that is just from my stash, and that just covers that little gap. And then I fiddle with it here near the flare and end up cutting it. So I'm just going to glue down the title now because I've pulled it up so many times. It's not quite so sticky. And voila. And that is pretty much the end of the layout. So stay tuned for some close-ups, and I hope you come back next time. See you.